Absolutely. This is a massive win for us because at least at Mirror now we've been fighting this for over a year.
Yes.
And there have been several activists who've been with us in this fight. I must point out that the data that was just given up by our colleague Aishwarya is actually an understatement of the true picture right now. It is about, the number of women who can actually afford and have access to sanitary napkins is in the teens. It's between 15 and 19% of the total menstruating population in the country. Above 80% of the women in our country don't have access to sanitary napkins, and as a result, they wind up using cloth, paper, newspaper, sand, leaves, all kinds of other, sort of makeshift, measures. And we must acknowledge that the lack of feminine hygiene costs us lives in cases that are extremely avoidable. Infections, cancer, and death, which we can avoid by giving all of these women access to sanitary napkins. And there's been so much argument against what we have asked for. People have said that, oh, you know what? And there are people on the internet right now, on Twitter right now, saying that the input tax credit will actually make sanitary napkins more expensive after GST has been abolished. But I want to point out that the government, the GST Council, can remove input tax credit and actually make the product completely tax-free, like they have done for cottage industry products like sindoor and puja samagri and cotton and other things. It is possible to make it cheaper. Now, the argument of, if you do this, it'll actually become more expensive or that, the point was what we were asking for was simply to make the product more accessible, make it cheaper. And of course, there's another argument right now saying that, this cost will never be passed on. The companies are just going to absorb it. If that is the case, and we've seen the government and the finance ministry react in this manner in the past when they felt restaurants were absorbing the difference and not passing it on, there is a competition law and a fairness law that is part of the GST rules, and the government can act upon that as well. I just want to point out that the 12% tax rate that we had on the sanitary napkins up till now was meant for luxury products, and there is by no stretch of imagination an argument by which we can say that sanitary napkins are a luxury product. They are not. They're a necessity for everyone every month, and we have to find ways to make it more accessible. And the fight doesn't end here. This is the step that the finance minister and the GST Council could have taken, and they have. And for that, I thank them from the bottom of my heart. I am extremely grateful that they've heard us out, and they've considered all of the options, and they've decided to take this step. It shows a great level of understanding on their part as to what the problem really is. Now, post this, how do we actually make sure that all women in the country get access to sanitary napkins, that they're able to access them at an affordable rate, and they're able to access them every month? These are fights that will continue, that we have to on Mirror continue to fight and continue to find solutions for. But for today, this is a time to celebrate, because this means that the needs of women in India are in fact being taken seriously. Avni?